This SUV TV broadcast of the Jared Cook Tip-Off Classic is brought to you by Susan G. Komen, Greater Atlanta, Marathon Wealth, the Atlanta Hawks, Oaks Golf Course, and CBA Sports.
We welcome you inside of North Gwinnett Gymnasium. Joel Hillsman, Sylvester Williams, and Russ Triaga in our SUV courtside seats. And it's the nightcap of the finale of day 2 of the Jarrett Cook Classic on SUV TV. The Grayson Rams coming in at 2-0. The Milton Eagles coming in at 1-0. Grayson with all the acclaim and all of the noise. Milton with the brightest future of any high school basketball team that you want to see. Coach Triaga, before I get into the starting lineups, what are you expecting to see in this contest?
The first thing I want to say is, don't tell me, show me.
All right.
You got 2 heavyweights on the court. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to read about it on Twitter. I don't care what your Snapchat says or your Instagram. I don't care about any of that. I don't care who's recruiting you. Nothing. Don't tell me. Show me. Step up, big boys. Play big boy ball, and let's see who's better.
Sly, your takeaways before this contest begins.
Hey, everything on paper says that Grayson should win the 7A state championship this year. But you got a team over here, Milton. They're young. I think they're too young to understand that they're supposed to be scared. So I think Milton's going to come in here and throw everything they can throw at Grayson. This should be an awesome game.
The Milton Eagles at 1-0. They come in under Alan Whitehart. He is in his 3rd season at Milton. He comes in at 38-19 during his time at Milton. Grayson coming in at 2-0. Head coach is Joffrey Pierce. Entering his 8th year, he's the 3rd coach in school history, and he has a wonderful record of 142-60 all time. This has been his only stop. The starting lineups now for the Milton Eagles. It'll be number 0, Seth Fitzgerald, a freshman. Number 2, Bruce Thornton, a sophomore. Number 3, Evan Hurst, a senior. Number 5, Cameron Walker, a sophomore. And number 15, a freshman, Kanan Carlisle. Fitzgerald, Thornton, Hurst, Walker, Carlisle for the Milton Eagles. For the Grayson Rams, it'll be a senior, number 2, Caleb Murphy. A senior, number 5, Devion Smith. A senior, number 22, Tenari Lane. A junior, number 4, Ian Sheffield. And number 1, a sophomore, Caden MacArthur. Murphy, Smith, Lane, Sheffield, and MacArthur. The starting lineup for the Grayson Rams. Kanan Carlisle is the man to watch as a freshman. I'm just going to say it to you quite frankly. He took TSF and won the Southeast Junior NBA Championship, and he became an eyelash of being the U.S. champ. They were the U.S. finalists. Him and Bryce Thornton are special. Kanan Carlisle has been doing it a long time. If you don't know him, I'm going to introduce you to Isaiah Carlisle tonight. Grayson, the road team, gold uniforms, gold tops, gold bottoms, green numbers, black trim. Milton, the home team, all in white, white tops, white bottoms, red numbers, and navy blue trim. The vets against the youth. And that's how I'm going to sum it up for you. Grayson did not bring their cheerleaders. Milton did. It may make a difference. 8 minutes on the clock. We're getting ready to tip it off. Shefflin and Fitzgerald. And it goes back to Josh Smith, who gets to start, and not Caden MacArthur.
Pay attention to that left hand of Caleb Murphy. It's wrapped up.
Tenari Lane turns and fires. The Winthrop commit cracks the seal on this one. It's 2-0.
I'm not sure you can let him just catch easily like that and turn and shoot. He's a pretty good shooter 10 feet in.
Carlisle gets to his spot, pulls jumper, free throw line, good. Kanan Carlisle, there you go. That's a freshman in his 2nd varsity game. He put up 33 points per game in the Junior NBA Southeast Regionals in the championship. Murphy drives, no, rebound is tapped out. Devion Smith, layup, left side, right hand is good. Devion Smith, the Mississippi State commit. Quickly back, Thornton on the drive and scores. Bruce Thornton, the sophomore, right back at you.
Thornton attacks the basket so hard.
Smith, count it, and the foul. Devion Smith on the float.
You know, what I like is 2 great guards who are just so good at attacking the basket.
I apologize. I didn't see which ref called that. He called that on the floor. Murphy attacks, and that ref, another call. Get ready. He walked by the table a couple of times tonight. He knows we're here, and he will go blowing the pee out of the whistle.
And that is a bad sign for Milton if we're going to have a lot of fouls. They're not going to have the depth that Grayson has, and they got a couple of guys who can't get in foul trouble. I'd rather he just put it away, and we'll officiate with 2 if need be, but let's let the kids decide the game.
Murphy free throw, no good. Sly mentioned that Murphy's hand was wrapped. It is his non-shooting, non-dunking hand. Just because he's going to get you a booming dunk. Carlisle recovered it and gave it back to Walker. Walker to Carlisle. Carlisle picked up by Tenari Lane. He works on Lane and gets below the foul line. In the corner to Hurst. You must close out on Evan Hurst, the shooter. Hurst picks it up, gives it to Carlisle. Carlisle hesitates, is in the corner. A minute and a half gone by. Defensive Grayson locked him up just a little bit. Here's Thornton. Thornton on the attack. Stops, picked up the dribble. Carlisle turns, fires a 3. Hill of the rim. High rebound ripped off by Devion Smith.
He's the best rebounding point guard I've seen in a long time.
Very much so. Gives you the rebounding ability of a Rondo. Caleb Murphy almost brought the house down on a putback. Hurst comes away with it. 2 minutes gone. Even ball game 4-all. Here's Carlisle on the attack. Get this shot out of here, young one. Smith swings it away. Open. Hurst, wing 3. Bottom. Evan Hurst, a triple.
That's what's going to carry Milton a long way. When Hurst knocks down that 3 ball, Milton is a tough team.
The senior pulls it away. He's got the experience. He'll be leading them throughout the year just in leadership with experience. Shefflin back to the basket, back out to Devion Smith. He pulls a 3. It's bottom. Devion Smith with 5. 7-all ball game. Quickly back this way. 3. Walker get it at the bottom of the net. Cameron Walker, that's a sophomore. A timeout is called. 10-7, Milton with the lead with 5:19 to go. As you take a look at our SUV TV instant replay, Thornton quickly up the court. I'll take that with me. 1 dribble, set fire, and bottomed it out. This timeout brought to you by Marathon Wealth. Marathon Wealth is proud to be a true registered investment advisor. We are fiduciary and act on our clients' best interest at all times. Contact us today for all your investment or retirement planning needs. Visit mymarathonwealth.com or email info@mymarathonwealth.com.
So early on, Milton seems to be able to get the perimeter shot when they want it. They're getting on the floor. They're beating him in transition. Grayson needs to make sure they get floor balance on their attacks when they go to the offensive board and keep the ball in the dribbler's hand so they can organize and guard with 5.
Smith brings it across. Devion Smith pulls a 3 and bottomed it out. So Devion Smith with back-to-back 3 balls. 10-10. We're matching them almost point for point. Hurst spins. Now here's Thornton in the corner. Attacks back out. Here's Walker. Step back in Shefflin's face. Short. Rebound off to the guard who does it best. Devion Smith. Bounce pass over to Murphy. Murphy right around him. Goes up, and that left hand is bothering him. He made sure to go with the right that time. Caleb Murphy, his first field goal. And Grayson has the lead, 12-10.
And he has a heavy pad on the top of his hand, so I wonder if it's a cut down there and not necessarily a sprain. I'm not sure what it is.
Floater, Thornton, good. Bruce Thornton, a sophomore, floats it home with 4:24 to go. Even ball game, 12-all. Not affecting his quickness, but his ball handling just a little bit. And 1. It's a score and 1 more. A 4-point play opportunity coming for Devion Smith. Quickly now with 11 points.
Joe, yeah, I think he said his foot was on the line. I thought both feet was behind the line. It looks like he gave him 2.
3 ball goes in. It's 3 on the scoreboard.
It's 3 on the scoreboard? Okay. Because the ref was holding up 2 fingers. But
And here's what I was looking for Grayson to do. I thought they would pick up full here and just make Bruce work to get the ball where he wants.
Fitzgerald scores, another freshman. I'm going to go over the starting lineup for you one more time. Freshman, sophomore, senior, sophomore, freshman. That's what Milton is starting, Coach.
I understand that, Coach.
I know you do. Just reiterating the talent on the floor for the Milton Eagles.
See, that's a matchup I'd rather see for Grayson. Right now, Smith is guarding Carlisle instead of Lane guarding Carlisle. I think that's a better matchup.
Carlisle hesitates and now gives it over to Walker. Here's Hurst. Hurst to Thornton. Thornton on the drive, lost it. Steal. Smith comes away with it. Josh Smith gets the steal. Smith over to Smith. Up. No. That's Devion Smith today. Lane recovers it, fires it back. Out of bounds. A turnover.
Yeah, something's going on with that hand. He just can't. You know, sometimes when your hand just comes up short, you know, you can tell you're not going exactly all the way hard with that left hand.
And I wonder with the way that it's wrapped, if he could even extend his hand to feel the ball.
But at any rate, he's on the floor. Back cut. Thornton underneath, recovers, takes his time, and scores. Bruce Thornton. Do you realize, gentlemen, 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a senior in the lineup for Milton? I want you nationally who are tuning in, because Grayson is in the next 5 of the Max Prep preseason 25, to realize you're going to be writing down Milton a long time. Drive, Josh Smith to Shefflin, who scores. Ian Shefflin, the junior, his first field goal.
That's a beautiful shovel up underneath. Way to find the big man going to the basket like that.
2-point ball game. Thornton comes across the timeline to Walker. Walker now to Carlisle. Look at the fluidity and chemistry already developed from this young Milton team. They've played together a lot over the summer, and a lot over the last couple of years. Thornton almost got away with a walk. He did. Josh Smith giving the signal. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. They're trying to run Hurst off those back screens. Good ball movement. Carlisle catch, top side, 3-ball bottom. Kanan Carlisle has 5 points.
You said he's a freshman?
He's a freshman. Sly, I watched it with my own eyes. He went for 33 in the Southeast Championship game in the junior NBA Southeast. And it was the easiest 33. And I'm talking about, he played Robert Dillingham, who's a freshman now over in Charlotte. Look him up. That Charlotte team was no joke, and he gave them the business. He gave them the work, and never at any point forces the action. In transition, Hurst to 3. Badly missed. Someone opened the door upstairs. Lane gets it up ahead to Josh Smith. To Lane. Lane, the lefty, now going to drive, jump it off, and it was taken away by Carlisle. Uh-oh, blocking foul. Let's see who they'll call it on. Foul called on Cameron Walker. Our crew chief made that call. Flipper Anderson. You know that name, don't you, Sylvester?
Flipper. Played a little bit of football.
Just a little bit.
Could run a little bit, I heard. At the time, he was the fastest guy in the NFL, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm going to ask him when the last time he's flipped. 1918.
Wait a minute, is this the same guy? Is
Yeah,
it?
that's
For
for wide
Get
receiver.
out of here.
That's Willie Anderson.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
It looked different without a helmet on.
My goodness.
I had no idea.
The ghost of Lou Preston has just arrived.
Devin Farrell, who has checked into the ball game now off of the Milton bench, he's a sophomore.
They get younger and younger. They just stay young.
Under a minute. Open 3. No good off of the bench. That's Cortman. He gets his own board and goes up. Tipped by Todd Kelly. It fell off. Rebound to Thornton. Thornton now going to push in transition quickly. They don't have the numbers. He stops at the foul line, and jumper knocked in good. Bruce Thornton has 8 in this quarter. 21-18. There's your 20 points in a quarter from Milton.
Yeah, Milton switched to a 2-3 here. They got 4 team fouls. Coach Whitehart wants to protect here coming down to the end of this quarter.
Great call, Coach Triaga, as Grayson has no team fouls. Murphy, 3, short. Rebound hit the floor. Kanan Carlisle comes away with it. Carlisle surveying in the final 13 seconds. They can hold for 1. Here's Thornton. Picked up by Murphy. 5, 4, 3, bang, and 1. Bruce Thornton, have some. Caleb Murphy.
See, if Bruce Thornton hits the outside shot like that, that puts his game on a whole completely different stratosphere. between Bruce Thornton and Devin Smith. They're two guys who drive to the hole so hard. And, you know, that if they have a weakness, shooting on the outside is their weakness. But when they knock down threes.
Coach Triaga, that's a 25-point first quarter for the youthful Milton Eagles. 25-18, timeout. You're watching the Jared Cook Classic on SUV TV.
This SUV TV broadcast of the Jared Cook Tip-Off Classic is brought to you by Susan G. Komen, Greater Atlanta, Marathon Wealth, the Atlanta Hawks, Oaks Golf Course, and CBA Sports.
Joel Hillsman, Sylvester Williams, Russ Triaga, and our SUV TV courtside seats inside North Gwinnett Gymnasium. I hope you've caught your breath. Milton with a 25-18 lead, and they're in possession as we begin this second quarter. Farrell has it, dropped it off underneath. Fitzgerald scores, a freshman. 9-point lead for a team loaded with freshmen and sophomores over the veteran-laden, nationally ranked Grayson. You may be surprised. I am not. Carlisle steps up defensively now on MacArthur. Caden MacArthur spins it in the corner. Open three. Crofton, no good. Rebound. Lane couldn't get it. Taj Kelly gets it. Kelly underneath, looks, goes up, and scores. Taj Kelly. The size is where they may have the advantage, Coach Triaga.
Yeah, they have the size in 3 or 4 different areas. It's a matter of being able to get the ball down there and finish. And I'm not sure that Milton really could play any better than they are at the point right now.
Nice move by Caden MacArthur on the float. MacArthur had 11 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals in their opening victory over Maynard Jackson. Almost a steal, foul on MacArthur, the young sophomore.
One thing to watch for as we go on, the backcourt for Milton's going to have to probably play 28 to 30 minutes. Grayson's going to run some different guys in and out. And you got to really check that mid-third quarter, late third quarter. So it's really important that Milton continues to build on this lead because a run's going to come. And you don't want the run to coincide with rest needed for the Milton backcourt.
Grayson, no question, is the deeper basketball team. Fitzgerald, fish in a barrel, turn, shoot, fire, score. 29-22.
You know, kids today don't know how important that shot is. That right around the free throw line, that shot, man, that's what gets you to the next. Ooh! Throw it down, Taj.
Kelly with the dunk. So he has been impactful in his first few minutes as we come up on 2 minutes gone by in this second period. Caden Carlisle in possession for Milton over to Thornton. Hurst has it. Sly, I agree with you. If you can knock down the 13 to 14 footer consistently and be a dominant presence in the paint, Coach, would that get you a scholarship?
That would get you a scholarship, especially if you're a 6'6", 6'7" guy who can do that consistently. Right now, Grayson has got to shut off penetration.
3 ball knocked in, boom, by Cortman.
Who's Thornton time and time again, putting in his left hand, getting into the middle. Grayson's got to step over and make him make that pass before he gets below the foul line.
High-level basketball game at the moment.
So 1-4 high set.
That's a little Iverson cut coming off right there.
I think Carlisle was supposed to go in behind and come off the double, and just Grayson had packed it in so much. He thought better.
Look at the ball movement, swinging the defense. Farrell, it wasn't there. Carlisle pulls it offline, rebound to Shefflin. So Shefflin now and Kelly, look at the big lineup. Smith inside, Kelly, no. Kelly follow, yes, Taj Kelly.
Taj Kelly coming in and making his presence felt.
So you've noticed a difference in the game as soon as Grayson puts 2 bigs in at once. They're running the risk of jump shots, but they're just going to own both ends of the board here.
But this lineup is very interesting with Kones and MacArthur out there anchoring on the top of this zone. 3, Bora Thornton pull up good. Thornton now has 16 points in the contest. 33-29, 4.5 to go. Devion Smith back on the timeline logo with 4:24. Picked up defensively by Farrell. Gets the screen from Kelly. Popped out to Kelly. High low into Shefflin. Up. No. Shefflin brought the ball down.
Can't bring
Shouldn't
it down.
bring it down.
Can't bring it down.
You got to go up and go sit on the rim with that one, Ian. 33-29. Coming up on 4 minutes to go. Milton in possession. In the white, they have the lead. They are about to splash onto the scene if they come out of here with the W. And that is fact.
I think Grayson needs to switch that high-low and put Kelly down low and let Shefflin get up at the free throw line the next time they're down on the court.
Well, part of what they're doing, Sly, is they're putting them both on the end line when they get the chance so they can go on that short corner, and then when you help, you just flip it up to the rim. They got perimeter guys out there.
Carlisle upset. Good effort there. That'll be his second foul. Kanan Carlisle on the attack.
Mark this down, 3:35. He just picked up his second foul. See if Coach Whitehart leaves him in there.
That's going to be very interesting if you let a young man play like that. He has the ability, though.
He does.
I'm not even going to take it away from him.
And I agree, and I think this is where Coach Whitehart, he knows his team, and he knows that there's going to have to come a point in time, and just I got to trust the young man to play through this, and it looks like he's got nobody at the table. He says he's good to go. He's going to be just fine.
It could, though, also present an opportunity to steal some rest if you want it to.
Yes.
Because they're up 4. They're up 3 now. 33-30. Allen Whitehart standing and walking up and giving direction. Joffrey Pierce was kneeling. He's now standing.
Can't
directing the defense. What was that, Coach?
Oh, and Joffrey kneels or stands, you can't tell.
Oh, my. Wow. Timeout call by Coach Allen Whitehart. It's a 33-30 game. Time call with 3:13. This timeout by the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawk fans, purchase your tickets today with an exclusive SUV TV offer. For your Atlanta Hawks tickets today, go to thesuvtv.com/Hawks to take advantage of the special discounted price for basic to premium tickets. If you take a look at our SUV TV instant replay, through the fine lenses of our wonderful production crew here inside of North Gwinnett High School, Todd Kelly. Oh, I'll finish that. Give me that. Put it back in.
He's just looking to pad those rebound stats on that one.
Oh, a little a la Moses Malone. Thornton across the timeline in the North Gwinnett logo. Picked up defensively, now gets a screen from Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald swings it.
Sorry, Joe. Sorry. Grayson's gone back to their man-to-man here, bringing the pressure back out.
3 ball. Hurst, corner, bottom of the net. Evan Hurst, his second triple. 36-30. 2:43 to go. Grayson and Milton. 7A in Georgia, the highest classification. In the nightcap of day 2 of the Jarrett Cook Tip-Off Classic. Todd Kelly's pass is deflected, recovered in the corner, MacArthur. Across court, Quiones is going to go baseline all the way and score. Good production off of the bench right now from Courtman, MacArthur, and Todd Kelly for Joffrey Pierce.
They played most of the second quarter.
Hurst drives, offensive foul, and now I don't like that. Evan Hurst reached back for his tailbone. That'll be an offensive foul. The reason why I don't like that, I don't want to see that senior leader get injured and have to miss time. And they now motion to the bench, and now here come the Milton trainers. Don't want to see that happen to anyone, but yeah, fell right there on the tailbone.
Hopefully that's just one that just stings for a minute.
Yeah.
And it just kind of fades here in a minute or two, and he'll be able to get a little feeling back and get up and walk off. It was a hard fall, though. He got off balance.
Yeah, MacArthur was there. Yeah, just fell on that tailbone. 2:09 to go, 36-32. Wow, we've got a stoppage. Now, Grayson, as I mentioned, coming in at 2-0. the victories over Maynard Jackson and Berkmar. And it was a pretty convincing victory over Berkmar. 19 points from Caleb Murphy and 16 from Tenari Lane in that victory. But through those two games, 81 points per game and 43 points per game against.
Hey, Joe, you know, I want to give a shout-out to all the people out there in the chat room, keeping it live in the chat room. You know, we like fan interaction here on SUV TV. Go ahead and tweet us. Tweet us at SUV TV. For those of you not talking in the chat room, not insulting each other, go ahead and tweet us. Let us know how you feel. Let us know what you think.
So now we will add slide to our social media commentary for the remainder of the portion of the broadcast.
No, I can't repeat what's going on in here, man.
Don't.
I can't repeat what's going on in here, man.
Substitution now. Murphy has checked back in, and he's messing with that wrap.
So we
on
get
that hand.
Better look there. It looks more like a padded
It's
wrap.
a padded
it's a
wrap.
pad. And so that makes me wonder, is the top of his hand cut?
Is it the thumb or the top? Yeah, top of the hand.
Is it cut?
Or the wrist, the bottom part of the wrist.
Yeah, is it cut more than sprained or something? You know, who knows?
Lane back in as well.
Grayson's gone back to that too big lineup again.
3, Shefflin, no. Rebound, Kelly could not hold it. Thornton does. Quickly up ahead to Fitzgerald. Back to Thornton, top side, 3-ball. Rattled home, a 3 from Bruce Thornton is having a day. 19 in the contest. 39-32. 75 seconds remaining in the first half. Good ball movement. Devion Smith, 3 on the way, bottom of the net.
You know, during the offseason, we were talking, we said if Devion Smith ever got a jump shot, he could be trouble.
Thornton got his own rebound, and then the 3 is cashed in by Devin Farrell. A 3-ball, Devin Farrell. He's got basketball in his jeans. His father, former NBA player. Shefflin rattles home another one.
You get a 3, he get a 3, everybody get a 3.
There's a bevy of 3s in a 4-point game. Coach Joffrey Pierce imploring defense. I like the Murphy on Carlisle matchup more. Doesn't matter. Shot no good. Kelly tried to get the board and does. Final half minute. Will they hold for 1? Up ahead to Tenari Lane. Lane attacks. The foul
give it up.
is offensive. Tenari Lane.
He had Murphy on the wing right there just waiting. If you just toss that up to Murphy, you got a little bit of showtime. You got to get that one up.
Yeah, and you also got to know that Bruce Thornton's going to take that charge every time. You can see him beat you there. He gets set up. Got to make a better decision, especially this juncture late in the half.
20 seconds to go. Late in the half. I look around and I see DeJuan Odom is in the building. I see Chance Moore is in the building as the foul is given. So you've brought out some of your other folks. Christina Walker, Padea is in the building. The ball players coming to watch the other ball players.
Hey, congrats to Christina. She went and got off 1,500 points already. A couple of days ago, she went over the 1,500 mark.
And had 32 tonight in the victory.
Oh, my goodness.
42-38, final seconds. Long 3 for Rell to beat the horn and does. That's a sophomore. Well. Are you not entertained? Milton 45, Grayson 38. At the end of the first half, you're watching the Jared Cook Classic exclusively on SUV TV.
This SUV TV broadcast of the Jared Cook Tip-Off Classic is brought to you by Susan G. Komen, Greater Atlanta, Marathon Wealth, the Atlanta Hawks, Oaks Golf Course, and CBA Sports.
stock market on a rocket ride, blasting through a ceiling and closing at an all-time high.
Cheers of joy on the trading floor.
The internet revolution and the rise and fall of the internet stock bubble has become one of the most dramatic business stories of our time. In April of 2000, the bubble burst when the NASDAQ collapsed and dozens of dot-coms folded, losing billions.
If I'd have taken your advice at any point in the last 2 or 3 years, I'd have lost a fortune.
A huge percentage of jobs created has been because of the housing boom, whether it's construction, whether it's mortgage.
Bear Stearns is fine. Do not take your money out. This is real. If there's one takeaway other than
Friday, with Wall Street shaken to its very foundation. $1 in market value today alone. The number is even more dramatic when you're looking at the down.
Tamara Brown with SUV TV at the CP3 Rising Stars Camp.
SUV TV's 2019 NBA Draft Day coverage.
Anthony Edwards' collegiate decision presented by the Georgia Hoop Circle on SUV TV.
SUV TV brings the game to the audience.
You give a better focus on the actual game at hand. Sometimes you could tell it's just a running camera by itself sitting there, but with SUV TV, it's more of a personal experience.
Just the exposure, being able to see games that you normally wouldn't be able to see, not only here locally, but across the country.
Those angles make you pick up different things as a coach, as an evaluator. They're giving you great quality, nobody talking in the background. I think it brings basketball to the forefront.
Whether it's a family member lives in a different state, they can watch the game, or just bringing in more coverage for these players, or if it just allows us to raise more money for something like Susan G. Komen. And so I think this event has grown because you guys have been a part of it the whole entire time.
SUV TV has given a different light to kids that don't always get the best exposure.
The commentary that goes along with the games, I think is always interesting.
Touchdown.
Oh! Yes, sir. It brings something to the table that no other streaming aspect can bring, no matter how hard they try right now.
Game time, Devion Williamson at the buzzer. That is how you get the Peachtree Corners Invitational started. And that will do it. Thanks for joining us.
The 360, he throws it down.
He'll come off the double screen to the left. Oh, and wide open underneath.
Sexton gonna step back, fade away three.
Oh, my goodness.
Colin Sexton.
In the lane by Tracy. Here's Williamson making his way around one tight. Now hustling it toward the lane and throws it down. That's what the crowd had been waiting on. A fantastic dunk coming in by Williamson. Trent, off balance jumper.
Nailed it. Pierre to Gary Trent Jr. And oh my goodness, that's how you end the game, folks.
This SUV TV broadcast of the Jared Cook Tip-Off Classic is brought to you by Susan G. Komen, Greater Atlanta, Marathon Wealth, the Atlanta Hawks, Oaks Golf Course, and CBA Sports.
We welcome you back inside of North Gwinnett High School. Joel Hilsman, Russ Triaga, Sylvester Williams. As our continuing coverage of the Jared Cook Classic continues, we are at the half. Milton and Grayson. Milton with the 45-38 lead. Quickly, Bruce Thornton with 19 points to lead Milton. Carlin Canal, he has 5. Evan Hurst has 6. Seth Fitzgerald with 6. Devin Farrell with 6. So good balance. The news, though, Triaga, you got an update on Evan Hurst.
Yeah, I got a chance to speak with Evan Hurst as he came out to warm up. He says he's good to go, but watching him here warm up, he looks really stiff and sore. That's a tough one to shake off. Hopefully the young man's going to be fine and come out and play well in the second half.
On the other side for the Grayson Rams, Devion Smith, 16 points. Todd Kelly, 6 points. Quinones Courtman, 5 off the bench. An observation slide that you made at the half in reference to Devion Smith.
Devion Smith is hitting threes. Devion Smith, if it was one weakness in that young man's game, it was his outside shot. And he's knocked down 4 3-pointers. And we've been calling him on SUV TV since he was a freshman. And I can't remember. Well, yeah, I can't remember. I've been calling him since he was a freshman. And I can't remember him knocking down 4 threes in a game. And he just knocked down 4 in the first half. That's amazing to me.
And got the hot sauce. Grayson, they are in the gold unis. It'll be Lane Shefflin, Josh Smith, Devion Smith, and Caleb Murphy, the 5 that will start in the third quarter. Evan Hurst gets the start with Bruce Thornton, Kanan Carlisle, Seth Fitzgerald, and Cameron Walker. 8 minutes on the third quarter clock, 45-38. I'm going to say it right now. Lawyer's Law, first to 100 wins.
It'll be real interesting to see how Grayson starts offensively in the first half. Looks like they're going to try and post up Shiflin right away, get the ball down at the basket.
Turns and scores.
And that's what they got to do. They got to continue to do that until Milton starts digging down and helping, and then it opens up the kick out and attack.
45-40. Half minute gone. Fitzgerald has it to Kanan Carlisle. To Walker. Walker now to Thornton. Thornton off 1 foot. The runner, he was fouled. Once again, to those of you tuning in nationally who may say you're here to see Grayson, I'm going to introduce you to Milton. At the free throw line, that is Bruce Thornton, a sophomore. Seth Fitzgerald, a freshman. Kanan Carlisle, a freshman. Evan Hurst, the veteran senior, and Cameron Walker, a sophomore. So I've just given you that, and a lot of you know that nationally, but I want to reiterate that to you off of Alan Whitehart's Milton Eagles, located in Fulton County. Free throws are good. 21 points in the contest for Bruce Thornton, the sophomore. Coming in at 1-0 with a 70-51 victory over Roswell. And the schedule is going to be very, very nice for them this year, but I can't imagine what it'll look like next year. Shefflin goes in, dunks, and swings on the rim.
I love to see that from Big Ian Shefflin. I love to see that. Just put that shoulder down and go on and put it up with 2 hands.
47-42, a minute gone by. Here is Walker. Fitzgerald. Thornton. Carlisle off the curl. Defended well by Murphy. Did not get the foul call. Devion in transition with the blazing speed. Over to Lane. Lane quickly attacks up with the left hand and a foul. Tenari Lane will go to the free throw line. Who drew the foul?
I think you're going to continue to see this. You'll see it in transition. Run into the rim and get it to the corner, and then get out, get back to the rim. Create the space. Nobody for Grayson gets to stand in the lane anymore, except for unless you're going to go down and post one of the big guys. But then everything's going to the rim. You've seen a minute 25, 3 possessions, all 3 ending at the rim.
4th foul called on Cameron Walker, so that's going to be massive. Tenari Lane at the free throw line for the first time, and he makes it. Tenari Lane going to Winthrop. Grayson will be right back here tomorrow night in the nightcap taking on Sandy Creek. But Slide, they've got Memphis East and Mountain Brook at Hoopsgiving. They've got Wheeler, Newton, and Archer in the region. They've got McEachern, they've got Lithonia, and they've got Wayne, Ohio, who you get to see him at Flying to the Hoop.
You know, I was talking to Coach Pierce before the game. I was like, man, you guys not running from anybody this year. I said, who y'all going to play next, the Lakers? They playing a tough schedule this year.
That's the way it should be, though. Lane free throw is good. Well, Tenari Lane, a seasoned veteran, the senior now for the Grayson Rams. And we'll go to Winthrop now. Cuts it to within 3. Karam's off, no good. Rebound Hurst, threw it off. Now, Coach Triaga made the point earlier, Sly, about the fatigue. Let's see how that now kind of plays into effect. Just a minute and a half in, but mentally, you look up at that scoreboard, your lead is going down to 3.
Mm-hmm. You know, because Grayson can just throw more players at you. They have a lot more talented guys out there on that bench.
I mean, interrupt you guys real quick. This is a problem on these inbounds for Grayson. With the bigs on the floor, they're kind of in this little matchup zone. Milton can probably get a quick look.
Farrell is who checked in for Walker. He's in possession of the basketball. The Kanan Carlisle. Carlisle with 5 points. Everything, though, for Milton, for a youthful team coach, I have not seen them rush a possession.
No, and they won't. I mean, they're youthful by age, but they're very experienced as far as basketball players go. And you got to remember, Coach Whitehart's been through this for many, many years. He understands how to win a game like this. So you just got to prepare them in practice and then let them go do their thing a little bit.
Open 3, Carlisle, long rebound off the hill of the rim. Devion Smith gets it and runs in transition for the Grayson Rams. Stops, shuffled his feet, no call. Rebound his own shot and scores. He has 18. 1 point game. It got as high as 10. 2.5 gone, third quarter. Thornton, floater, good. Oh, Bruce Thornton, have you a day, son. Have you a day, Bruce Thornton. We hadn't even got to see his younger brother, Bryce, the freshman. He's sitting over there with a warm-up on. Lane, shoulder range. Tenari Lane.
And you can just see the reaction of Coach Pierce right there, bending over like, that is not what we're looking for. And that's what Tenari Lane's got to have the discipline. Play the way Coach Pierce wants to play, or somebody else is going to play.
You know what? I think that may have been the only bad shot we've seen all day from both teams.
Thornton drives and scores. Man, does he have the keys to the Ferrari. 51-46. He has not had a blow either, by the way. And by that, I mean he hasn't been subbed out.
That's common for him. He often plays the whole game.
Around the screen, elbow jumper, Devion. Hill of the rim, no. Farrell gets the rebound. He's got Kanan, who peeled back. Now going to hesitate, drive on it, drop it off to Carlisle. Attack, right elbow jumper, Kanan Carlisle. You know how confident he looked and got to his spot? 2-dribble pull-up, bang.
You know, I like the word you use, confident, man. He plays, for him to be 14 years old, man, he plays with just a composure that's just way years older than what he is, you know?
So here's a veteran coaching move here by Coach Whitehart. He knew exactly what he was going to do. He wanted to get through that first half, holding on to his timeouts. He's got these timeouts for rest, and he was waiting on it. They withheld the early surge, got it back to 7. Go ahead and burn one. This is like a rest for some of his players.
While you take a look at your SUV TV, that 30-second timeout call by Milton, it was brought to you by Marathon Wealth. If you're not sure how to invest, let us help you get started today. Visit mymarathonwealth.com or email info@marathonwealth.com. Joel Hilton, Russ Triaga, Sylvester Williams, 53-46. Out of the timeout, Grayson will come across the timeline with 4:24 to go in this third quarter. Smith to Shefflin. To Josh Smith. Now to Devion Smith. In to Shefflin. He's got his back to the basket. Turns, kicks it out. It was deflected. No, off of Grayson, out of bounds. Now, one thing, Coach, I want to see now that third quarter, they played pound for pound, 20-20 aside. But it was the lineup of Shefflin and Kelly in specific with his injection off of the bench.
Yeah, and I not sure why they haven't gone back to him. I'm sure they will here shortly. But on that possession,
beautiful cut. Layup is good, Devin Farrell. He has 8 off of the bench.
On that previous possession, Grayson's getting caught standing out on the three-point line. And that ball goes down, somebody's got to hit that opposite corner. It's an automatic pass. They're just not doing the little things well enough.
Shefflin, 3, no good. Rebound comes off. Carlisle has it. It is an 8-2 run since Grayson cut it to 3. Carlisle, pull up, 16-footer, air ball. Who opened the door?
That was a freshman move.
I thought that was a good shot, Sly. He was in transition. He got to a good spot. It was a comfortable release. He didn't knock it in. And again, when you got a young team, You got to take the good with the bad sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just a miss. You got to play on.
3:20. Murphy around the screen. Murphy drives. He was fouled. He put it up. Murphy with 2 points in the contest. He was 0 of 2 from the free throw line. We've noted the wrap on his left hand. Don't know how much that is affecting him, whether mentally or physically or both. He just shook it there.
I'm not sure fouling him is not a good play because he is struggling just to possess that ball, like, just so different from what we normally see from him. It just looks like it's kind of frustrating him, actually.
And you see he grabs that wrap out there. Every play he'll grab it and pull it down or adjust it.
Free throws are good, though, from Caleb Murphy. 7-point ball game again. It got to 9 for Milton. Here comes Thornton on the drive, and he was fouled by Murphy.
Grayson's going to have to make an adjustment here. Thornton's just getting himself in the middle of the floor, picking a side, and just stronger, gets himself to the rim. He's done it throughout the quarter. Grayson's going to have to decide, do we want to run out and double, make it get out of his hands? But they got to mix it up. They got to do something different.
And I think right now, going and remaining with the lineup, it's the veteran lineup. Hurst, 3, no, short. Lane on the glass. Coach Pierce is putting it in the hands of his veterans right now. You're my starting 5. You're down 7. You play on. Quinones is into the contest now. Smith, a 3. No. A foul on Thornton. 3 shots coming up for Devion Smith.
No. Let's take a look at that. We might want to send that one to the academy committee right there.
That's a foul.
That's a foul.
Anytime you see that defender turn himself sideways, you know he's feeling his momentum, getting the best of him, and he's going to make contact, and he's trying to slide by.
Devion Smith, the senior, going to Mississippi State.
Starkville, Mississippi.
The Bulldogs with the play in the Humphrey Coliseum. He makes 2 of 3 free throws. Thornton gets the rebound and will bring it across the timeline with 2:40 to go and a Milton 5-point lead. Hurst, foul line jumper, good. Evan Hurst now. Glad to see him back into the contest. He has 8 points, and there's a flip lay by Lane. No tip, no. Back tap out of bounds. It will stay with Grayson.
You see Coach Whiteheart up hollering to his guys, hey, for as hard as we're working to get buckets, we can't give up easy ones in transition. Here comes that sub you were talking about, Joe.
Todd's Kelly 6'7" in, Tenari Lane 6'5" out. But now it is Shefflin and Kelly in at the same time. Murphy has it over to Quinones. 3, Smith, Devion, strip the nets. It's down to 4.
My mind's blown.
So this is a Bruce Thornton possession. He's been just getting to the rim here. Milton with the 1-4 low, gonna go wide pin down. Try and create that space for him. There he goes.
In the corner, to Hurst. 14-footer, Evan Hurst. He's getting right there to the middle. Now, Coach, you made an observation of the way he was shooting in warm-ups, couldn't get anything over the rim. Then he shoots the corner 3 and missed short. So what does he do now? Gets to the free throw line, back-to-back fish in a barrel jumpers.
Yeah, that's the difference between the seniors and other guys. He understands, hey, I just can't get the lift to get it up over the rim. Let me get into the paint, these 10, 12-footers. I can knock these down in my sleep.
Murphy out, and now Caden MacArthur in. Devion Smith will now be the trigger man right here in front of us in our SUV TV courtside seats.
Now this is the lineup that brought it back down in the second quarter right here. This same comment, well, no, Tenori Lane's on the court.
Yeah, Lane is on the court. Shefflin was out there, but still the point is remaining. 3, Quinones Corkman a 3. He has 8 in the contest.
And he can make that shot. He's kind of a wild card for them. He can get in that corner and knock several down.
I like that term, and I did not bring this up. At the half, we had 14 combined threes. Milton had 8, and Grayson had 6, and 4 of those 6 were Devion Smith. Kanan Carlisle attacks and is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line for the first time today. The young man has 7 points in the contest. Milton has Cale, Holy Innocents, Madison East, and Jonesboro in their next 4 games. And that Cale game will be good to see Scooter Henderson go up against Kanan Carlisle, who makes the first free throw.
Now, and I'm not sure what they have down there in Jonesboro, but I know Coach Melman.
Yeah, they got something.
They got something.
You know what? They got Coach Dan Melman.
They got Coach Melman down there.
Free throw good. Oh, my goodness. Sly, that's your neck of the woods. You don't know what's going on. You're slipping on your job.
I'll tell you
Do
what.
you realize it's Thanksgiving? You're supposed to know. A minute to go, third quarter.
It's football season. I got to get rid of football.
Somebody take his headset. Smith.
Oh.
Bang! 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 All 3 of them for the 6th time. His 6th triple, Devion Smith. 61-59 is down to 2. Bruce Thornton, take that with you. Oh, anything you can do, I can do better. Steal. Thornton on the break. Half minute to go. All the way. Football move and a blocking foul called on MacArthur. I don't know about that one.
Well, even though Thornton lowered that shoulder, Caden was still moving.
Yeah, but this is, you talk about football, here comes your running back.
Yeah, see, look at Caden's moving, see?
Yeah, that's a block.
Yeah, he lowered the shoulder, but Caden MacArthur was still moving.
But I'll tell you what, that's a block, but that's on the floor.
You know what that is? That's a blarge.
Okay.
First free throw good for Thornton. Thornton is absolutely filling it up. He had 19 in the first half. He has 11 in his third quarter. You know how many that is. 30. Steal. Frail. Layup good. Welcome, nation, to the Milton Eagles. Around the Kelly screen, MacArthur, the lefty fires a bomb and bottoms it out. Caden MacArthur. And that will be the end of the third quarter. Buckle up, the fourth quarter is on the way. Milton, 68, Grayson, 62.
This SUV TV broadcast of the Jared Cook Tip-Off Classic is brought to you by Susan G. Komen, Greater Atlanta, Marathon Wealth, the Atlanta Hawks, Oaks Golf Course, and CBA Sports.
.62 as we begin the fourth quarter from our SUV TV courtside seats. Joel Hilsman, Russ Triaca, and Sylvester Williams. Glad that you are with us for the Jared Cook Tip-Off Classic.
Hey, Joel, if I told you before the game started, if I told you Devin Smith hit 6 3-pointers, but yet Grayson is down by 6, would you believe me?
Yes. Milton is good, man. This is a very good basketball team, and that's why I'm introducing and hoping that you guys nationally now will realize that it's not just Grayson, it's just not Norcross, it's just not McEachern. You better put another M in there, and it's Milton. Kanan Carlisle scores. This win, if Milton is to get it, will catapult them because of Grayson. Grayson's not a bad basketball team at all. Are they a top 50 team in the country? Maybe so. But also is Norcross, who's not there. But Milton is. Just don't know if the strength of schedule is going to help them. But when they play Madison East out of Wisconsin, who they should beat, but those boys can shoot the basketball, nationally, you're going to be talking about the Milton Eagles. Now, Triaga is chomping at the bit to get in me, so go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just saying this, where we are right now in the game is exactly where it's to start. Don't tell me, show me. It's the fourth quarter, got an 8-point lead. It's anybody's game. Bruce Thornton's been the best player out here on the floor. Smith's been the second best player. Somebody else step up and help your team win the game one way or another.
And then one of my things I love from Tom Thibodeau, finish the game.
Yeah, that's why you play 32 minutes.
Thornton goes on the baseline. Stepped out of bounds. A turnover. Good defense from Caden MacArthur. Coach Joffrey Pierce, as I mentioned now, his 8th season. He's been to the playoffs, the state tournament, 5 of his 7 previous years, but he's been there 4 straight years and has 2 Final Fours in the last 3 years. And that's too many steps to Nori Lane.
So we're going to call the travel there, and it is a travel, but he traveled because he was pushed in the back. And that's got to be a whistle that happens. You can't harm a guy just because he's stronger.
5 team fouls for Milton, 4 team fouls for Grayson on the foul count.
Comes to the wide pin downs, trying to open up the middle for Thornton again. See how wide Milton is all the way out to the end lines on both sides.
No shot clock in the Jared Cook Tip-Off Classic. Coming up on 2 minutes gone by. Thornton has 30. Carlisle's pass deflected and out of bounds. Shefflin, Murphy, and Josh Smith in for Grayson. MacArthur, Kelly, and Keonis Crompton out. Cortman, excuse me. Keonis, my bad. My error. In the corner, Evan Murphy. Hurst, tip, steal. Showtime, Devion Smith. Timeout called by Joffrey Pierce with 5:54 to go. This timeout brought to you by SUV TV. Glad that you are with us wherever you are as that replay of Devion Smith flying above the rim. Watch SUV TV whenever and wherever you want. Streaming live and on demand, the SUV TV app is available on Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, Apple TV, and Android TV. You can also visit thesuvtv.com to watch full game broadcasts, replays, and select original content. thesuvtv.com. And we are in our SUVTV.com courtside seats. Joel Hilsman, Russ Triaga, Sylvester Williams, and a lot of our closest friends inside of the North Gwinnett Gymnasium in Suwanee, Georgia.
So see if Coach Pierce called the timeout to make a change here defensively. He hasn't done anything different with Thornton yet. Now there's 6 minutes left. Man has 30 points. I don't think he's all of a sudden going to start missing shots. Here we go. We're going to go 2-2-1 full court. This is a specialty of Pierce and Grayson especially. They're big and long. They deflect passes out of this. And they love to keep the ball out of the middle of the court.
I'm going to try and push the tempo here. Do you run 2 at him now the remainder of the game?
Well, maybe when you cross half court.
Almost a steal. Fitzgerald to Carlisle. Break it, and now. So Coach Pierce wants to pick up the intensity defensively.
He wants to make other guys finish. Is really what he's doing.
6-point contest. Thornton, foul line jumper, rushed it, rebound offensively. Carlisle over to Farrell, close out by Lane. The 3 is no good. Shefflin on the board. They've got an opportunity to cut into the 6-point lead. Over to Lane, set fire, the lefty a 3. It's off. Rebound Murphy underneath. Big boy ball off the window and scores.
That was perfect. That's a big boy ball right there.
Steal. Devion Smith. Foul. Seth Fitzgerald. Coach Russ Triaga, welcome to the booth.
You got to avoid trying to force the ball into the middle here. I know it looks tempting. I know you got what you want in there. They're too long and too strong to keep throwing it in there. You got to go guard to guard and push it up the sideline and then immediately get into the front court, get the ball back out to Thornton and play from there.
Foul given, and now all of a sudden Grayson is in the 1-and-1. I'm wondering how big Cameron Walker with those 4 fouls have been. He's essentially been X'd out of the contest since the early 3 on both ends. Shefflin at the free throw line for the first time, 1-1. The first one is good. Now for the final 4:55 on every foul, Grayson is at the free throw line. It's a 3-point game. Front iron, short, offensive rebound. Smith, layup, good. They cut it to 1 again. His first field goal on the second chance opportunity off of the missed field goal. And a timeout is called.
No, we called 5 seconds.
5, I'm sorry.
That was a quick 5, though, to be honest with you.
70-69. Now, it was 47-44. That's the closest Grayson had been until right now. 70-69. They're down by 1 with 4:44. They have an opportunity to take the lead. Lane, 3-ball. They've got the lead. Tenari Lane knocks in a corner 3. And a timeout is called by the Grayson Rams.
But you know what, though? What I like and what I respect about Coach Jeffrey Pierce and the way he coaches his team, they weren't rattled. Look how far they were down, but they weren't rattled. They weren't throwing up bad shots. They weren't doing stupid plays. And now look at them.
Great point, Sly, and that goes to veterans and youth now in the fourth quarter.
Saying it all night, guys. Don't tell me. Show me.
It is a
show me game. It's a show me game.
Yeah. Grayson, though, has shown you a 10-0 run.
Yeah, don't turn around and look for the next guy to do it. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about with Milton. Bruce Thornton's been the best player on the court tonight. No question about it. He's been the best player out there. But now, Joffrey Pierce and the team as talented as Grayson, they're not going to play 4 full quarters and let the guy beat them. Somebody else has got to make plays. Somebody else has got to get into it. They've had contributions, but now they're down 2. First time they've been down the whole game, I believe.
For the most part, yes. Grayson led early 2-0, and they matched them 2-2.
Front back stack. They're going to get Thornton the ball. They're going to. This is where they're going to go up the sideline. There you go.
Thornton catches, foul by Shefflin. Only the team's 5th, but it'll be side out of bounds. So Coach Whitehart now making his adjustments to adjust counteraction. Let's play chess.
Yeah, so he's going to bring Thornton back up to half court and get the ball in and make a move and then get it up the sidelines into Thornton's hands. Because if he takes it in the backcourt, they're going to make him give it up.
He has it in the backcourt, and he'll be met at midcourt by Caleb Murphy. Murphy defensively moving his feet. Thornton picked up the dribble, gives it to Carlisle. 5 count is in order on Thornton. Drives. Now he's forcing the action and gets the foul.
Is this Murphy's first time guarding Thornton tonight? I don't recall him guarding
On ball, yes.
On ball, yeah.
So, and I can tell you a part of what it is he didn't want Murphy to guard him early in the game because he doesn't want him to get in foul trouble.
Okay.
Thornton can get you in foul trouble in a hurry. Mm-hmm. So he didn't want him on him early. He's been rotating some different guys on him. But in that situation right there, he defended him well. He's just got to maintain his composure and stay straight up and down and make Thornton make that tough shot over him.
Thornton free throw good. He's got 31, and it's a 1-point game. Grayson with the lead. 4-11, fourth quarter. Tie ball game. It's a brand new game at 4:10. 72 all. Murphy drives, followed by Shefflin. No, he got his own board again. Is it a jump ball or is it a foul? It's a jump ball, Grayson basketball.
And you know that's my pet peeve, man. You know I can't stand that alternating possession jump ball, man.
Yep, we should be jumping it right here at this free throw line.
Exactly.
Let the athletes be athletes because it's a 50-50 ball. It's a hustle play. Inbound to Murphy. Farrell picking up Murphy in the corner. Lane, the lefty jumper, foul by Carlisle.
I thought he might have walked on that when he first caught it. I thought he might have shuffled his feet a little bit.
You the athletic director at Milton?
Yeah. I go up to Alpharetta every once in a while.
Tenari Lane is 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and with the commit, Winthrop University Rock Hill, South Carolina. In and out, no good.
I tell you, the Eagles, they're waiting for him to come up there. They definitely got a place for him in Rock Hill. They will be happy when he shows up that way.
His mother sitting just to our left. Very avid supporter, has been somewhat quiet today. 73-72, docked away.
So you see Grayson make their adjustment there. They're not going to let Thornton come down. They're going to put a perimeter guy up there and not let him come down and get that ball.
What's interesting about these two teams, the chemistry. Milton has played together for a while, and Devion Smith with the steal. He and Lane and Murphy have played together for a while.
This is Grayson's first possession with the lead.
Lane drives and scores. Tenari Lane has came to life in this second half, specifically this third quarter. He had the three to put him in the lead. Now that driving lay extends it, 75-72. He has 10 points now. Thornton on the attack. Josh Smith is in, who's had the bulk of the defensive assignment. Up and under. Excuse me, that's a lay-in for Bruce Thornton.
Oh, he might have had some bags packed on that one. God, he traveled.
1 point game. Milton players and a little faithful across the way, egging on for defense. Tenari Lane is filling it. No good. No foul call. Out of bounds. It will be Milton basketball. 2:39 to go, 1 point ball game.
Nice scramble defensive possession there by Milton.
Carlisle, Hurst, Thorell, Fitzgerald, and Thornton. The five on the floor for Milton. Josh Smith, Devion Smith, Tenari Lane, Ian Shefflin, and Caleb Murphy. It's basically the starters against the starters as we come down with 2:20 to go. Cameron Walker is on the bench with 4 fouls. He was a starter, so Devin Farrell is off the bench for Milton. 2:15. Thornton, floater, elbow, good.
Every time you need a basket, you just give it to Bruce Thornton. He makes stuff happen.
Timeout call by Coach Joffrey Pierce. 1:56 to go, 1 point lead, 76-75. You take a look at Bruce Thornton, let's see. Step. The left foot never moved, gentlemen. This timeout brought to you by Marathon Wealth. Marathon Wealth is proud to be a true registered investment advisor. We are a fiduciary and act in our clients' best interest at all times. Contact us today for all of your investment and retirement planning needs. Visit mymarathonwealth.com or email info@mymarathonwealth.com.
This is a real strong area for Coach Pierce, being able to draw something up coming out of a timeout. He's got about 6 or 7 different plays that he really likes. I'm assuming the ball's going to get near the basket here pretty quick. Milton staying man-to-man. It's kind of a weird corner inbound.
Lets it go into the backcourt, Devion Smith. 1 point ball game. Grayson trailing in possession. Great play. Layup. Smith, no, tip, out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Grayson Rams. Coach Alan Whiteheart upset. He disagrees. He thinks from his coaching position it should be Milton Eagle basketball. Inbound to Devion Smith, 1 dribble. Open, Murphy, 3 ball, left wing, no. I wonder, look at this. Hurst up ahead to Farrell. Stops, puts it on the floor, attacks, corner. You know what? He didn't want to pull the 3. Then he wanted to drive, and then he saw Carlisle flashing to that corner.
Those are 2 possessions on both sides. Both sides, they're going to regret those last 2 possessions right there. They were huge.
Yeah, aggressive plays, though. They're not judgments in error, just judgments in a physical mistake.
1 point game again. Smith around Shefflin. Open 3, top side, no. Rebound, no. Out of bounds. With 72 seconds remaining, Milton possession. Smith, good hustle. So Josh Smith only has 2 points on a putback. I think his value in this game, unnoticed or not, should be his defensive effort.
The question is right now, does Milton feel like they can dribble it out? Do they spread it out? Does Thornton continue to attack?
Next foul, Milton will be shooting the 1-and-1. Thornton down the lane, layup good, but he walked. Man, did he walk. Got a ticket at Hartsfield. Foul call as Murphy attacks. When Murphy goes to the free throw line, it's his left hand, it's his non-shooting hand, but that's also your guide hand. So something is tender in that left hand for Caleb Murphy.
Yeah, if nothing else, it's in his mind. He knows it's there. Doesn't matter what we see, but it's what he feels.
Caden Carlisle has fouled out of the contest.
Now let's see how huge that's going to be.
Yes.
Let's see how huge that is.
Now here comes a senior, Rio Muta into the contest. You see where he's standing? Nobody knows he's into the game for Grayson. Murphy, free throw, good.
I don't know why he's walking up by Coach Whiteheart.
I don't know either. I would stay right back there where I was because nobody sees me.
And Shefflin's the nearest person, and he hadn't even looked over there.
And he just did.
Yep, he just peeked.
Free throw good from Murphy. Timeout call. 78-77. 55 seconds to go. Take a look at our SUV TV instant replay. It's been Bruce Thornton. He has had himself quite the day. 38 in the contest for Bruce Thornton. And it's the Bruce Thornton B-roll package for you.
I'm telling you, he's putting the world on notice right here. Just looking at a tweet from Mark Edwards. Mark Edwards just said he's the best sophomore in the state of Georgia, bar none. I'm finding it hard pressed to argue with the shifter on this one.
78-77, 55 seconds remaining. This timeout is brought to you by the Atlanta Hawks.
I don't know about you guys, but if that young guy gets the ball who just came in the game, I'm sending him up there for his one-on-one.
Yeah, I want to see that come cold off the bench. Atlanta Hawks fans, purchase your tickets today with an exclusive SUV TV offer for your Atlanta Hawks tickets today. Go to thesuvtv.com/Hawks to take advantage of special discounted prices for basic to premium tickets. Wonderful atmosphere inside of the North Gwinnett Gymnasium. Glad that you're with us. Joel Hilsman, Russ Triaga, and Sylvester Williams in our SUV TV courtside seats. Hurts has got to get it in the Thornton, in the corner. The defense is physical, and the ball is knocked away, and a steal. Josh Smith gets it up. Here comes Devion Smith with a dunk.
Travel.
He got called for a traveling violation.
He didn't gather his feet. He traveled.
You've got to be kidding me.
He did it, though.
You have got to be kidding me.
And the other officials in the building don't like it either. 78-77, Thornton comes away, 40 seconds. Thornton into the forecourt. Smith tried to steal it away. He dribbles to the corner. Now Keonis has it. He steps out of bounds. Turnover.
They letting them play.
I'm not mad at it.
They letting them play.
35-3, 10 seconds. Do you hold for the final shot here?
No. No, absolutely not. You absolutely do not hold for the final shot.
Down one with the ball.
The best first available. You got too much talent on the floor to be holding it down to a one-on-one situation.
Crowd on their feet. It's a neutral court. Smith drives to the hoop. Uptown it. And the foul. Devion Smith, Mississippi State, going to the free throw line to try and give him a 2-point lead. 24 and 6, 10 seconds. Devion Smith going to the free throw line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 4 of 6 from the line today. Completes the three-point play. 2-point game. Thornton has the ball. Murphy's on him defensively. He's going to drive. He lost his footing. He's fouled.
1-on-1.
It's the 1-and-1, though.
You know what? I love the confidence that Coach Whitehart has in his team. I'm not sure. Do they have any timeouts left?
I'm sure they do.
He didn't call timeout. He truly believes in those guys he has on the court right there.
Well, what's the sense of a timeout? In the
Well,
end,
once you bring it across half court, I'll call timeout, set something up.
No, because in the end, all they're going to do is throw the ball back to Bruce in the middle, and he's going to attack off the dribble. So what's the difference if he does it now or you call timeout and you do it after the timeout?
Same thing's going to happen.
No, I mean, let's be real. Let's be honest. They got 78 points. He's got 40 of them.
Got a point there.
And he's 7 of 7 from the free throw line with 16 seconds. Bruce Thornton, massive major free throws right now. Goes through his free throw routine. It's the 1-and-1. Good on the first one.
Now, if he makes his free throw, then you call the timeout.
Okay.
One more coming up. This is a sophomore with 41 points. Free throw, good. Timeout. Woo! 41 points for Bruce Thornton, 31 points for Devion Smith. Let's set it for you now as you take a look at the SUV TV instant replay. I'll give you the SUV TV game reset. Grayson, 80. Milton, 80. 16 seconds remaining. Milton is in the 1-and-1. Grayson is in the double bonus.
You want my play? Whoever that kid that just came into the game, number 11's guarding, you put that boy in a ball screen, and you make him guard you at the end of the game.
I'm going to be honest, I would put him on the block. Whoever's guarding him, put him on the block. Because look at him, he's the smallest guy on the court.
Oh, no. You give the ball to Smith, and whoever that kid's guarding comes up and screens the ball.
Gotcha. He's a senior, though. He's been here.
No, he hasn't.
Shefflin.
He's not in the game.
He's not
Smith.
in the game.
Murphy and Lane, the 5-4. Grayson.
I'd do the same thing with number 10.
I would do it with
Ryan
Burks.
Ray. He's a sophomore.
I'd do
Better
the same
defender.
Longer defender.
Yeah.
8 seconds. Devion Smith in possession. Horns, double screen, drives, hangs, shoots, no, foul!
Oh, they call foul? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. After all the mugging that's been going on all night long, after all the pounding on both sides of the ball, people have been getting mugged. I'm surprised Gwinnett County sheriffs aren't out here for all the fouling that was going on, and they call foul on that.
Devion Smith going to the free throw line with
oh my goodness.
0.5 seconds. First free throw, good. That may be it.
You got to miss this one here, Joel.
On purpose.
You got to miss it on purpose. 2 points doesn't matter.
Smith shoots, misses, long heave, ball game. Grayson wins it at the free throw line, 81-80. But the rest of the country and the rest of the state, Milton has put you on notice. You have officially been put on notice.
I guarantee you, Milton will never lose another game like this again. Those young guys, this is a lesson for those young guys right here on how to finish a ball game. They led this thing all the way up to about 3 minutes to go in this game, and they couldn't finish it out. Milton will never lose another game like this again. Never again. They will learn how to close out a game and how to finish a game.
And I promise you, come February and March, Grayson will be 20 points better than they are right now.
I can agree. Because you got to realize Murphy's hand was hurt too. Murphy's hand had a lot to do, and he played a lot of this game, and he probably won't admit it, but that left hand really affected him in the way he played tonight. So it should be really, really freaking interesting what's going to go on later in the year.
I'll tell you on the other side of that, Bruce Thornton gives you 40, 42, something like that, number of points, and you lose the game. That's a little disheartening on that end, that a kid gives you that kind of performance and you come up short. Granted, against a great opponent and a very, very good team. But when you get a guy give you 43 points, you got to win that ball game. And they certainly had opportunities. Grayson turned it up the heat a little bit, heated him up a little bit in about the middle of the fourth quarter, turned him over several times, and that really got it into that possession-for-possession game down at the end. They just came up 1 point better tonight.
The Grayson Rams improved to 3-0 with an 81-80 victory over the Milton Eagles, who fall to 1-1. Devion Smith, 32 points, game-winning free throw at the end. Tenori Lane, man, was he big in the fourth quarter. He had 10 points in the game, 6 in that fourth quarter. 10 points from Ian Shefflin, 8 from Canonis Cortman. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 scorers for the Grayson Rams. Bruce Thornton had 41 points for the Milton Eagles, 10 points for Devin Farrell, 10 points for Evan Hurst, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scorers for Milton. Kanan Carlisle had 9. For Sylvester Williams and Dr. Rustriaga, I'm Joel Hilsman. We're glad that you've been with us. Day 3 of the Jared Cook Tip-Off Classic will resume tomorrow right here on SUV TV. Good night, everybody.